All right, hello everybody. I'm Orc Cop, and this is Tim, and we're going to be the casting desk for your third game here, getting into Cerberus versus Blue Buff Bandits.
Yeah, Blue Buff Bandits coming in at 1-0. Cerberus 0-1. Blue Buff Bandits looked really solid last week. Did robots and Hunter putting up massive damage, and Cerberus just took a really draw against last week's just stomping team of a Jumbo, who just came out of a rout in game 2 of our weekly series.
Jumbo looking very strong. We're going to see an Echo ban, which makes sense. Nami has been very popular so far. So both of these track. Holy Bear ban, interesting.
Yeah, it's always like just so spicy to see picks and bans. Obviously, being this an amateur league, you're so used to watching LCS, LCC, or LCK or whatever it may be, and you see competitive picks all the time. But Prime Meta League is always exciting for you guys. You don't get to see Skarner support every week, but when you do, it's exciting. And yeah,
hopefully we won't be seeing anything that creative. We're going to see a Poppy ban, which is really, that shows your hand a bit because it tells the other team exactly what you're wanting to do. But sometimes we're going to see Rumble and Jinx, very standard competitive play picks so far.
And our goal going on to the J4 with that Poppy ban, as you mentioned, 100% pick rate for that Jarvan so far, now through 6 games. So a lot of priority in that champion, whether you're gonna play it or push it to the other side.
Aurora, this is a blind Aurora mid. Probably, I don't think she sees much play top anymore, and that's very bold. Like, that leaves you quite open.
You might be able to fight a little fire there. Rumble is a really tough top lane champion to kind of face off against. So, a lot of the times it doesn't really come down to comp. It comes down to comfort. And, if let's see, G2369, likes that mashup, maybe he's played it a few times before, could be just Aurora top to try to counter that Rumble.
Aurora Yunara is kind of a strange mix to me if you're going to run the Aurora top, because then you're leaving Yunara very alone. It's not what the champion wants. But I do like the Yunara pick. It's a very strong champion right now, and very easy to play as well, not demanding on your ADC player. Hecarim is an interesting jungle choice.
Yeah, so obviously both junglers early here can down to the backline, right? Obviously, Jarvan can EQ all at the Jinx at almost any point in time, and Hecarim can, slide on over and gallop his way to Yunara in the backline of Cerberus. So Ori ban there from Blue Buff Bandits, trying to take out some zone control from Cerberus. We'll see what Cerberus bans here on their 4th ban.
Hecarim's going to be very slow to be active on the map early compared to J4, is I think the biggest difference in the jungle here. J4 can really scrap very hard at level 4, but Hecarim wants to be 6 before he can start diving. We're going to see a Gnar ban. That makes sense. The last thing you want to do is Hecarim charge into the enemy team and thrown back out.
And obviously, Blue Buff Bandits with the man is thinking that this Aurora is getting played mid. It was picked blind, and it's going mid. Otherwise, you wouldn't ban Gnar in this scenario. So
they're throwing out very weird signals because they also banned Orianna.
Yeah.
I think they're as confused as to where this Aurora is supposed to be going as we are. So perhaps Cerberus just has the tech that Aurora is in the Rumble counter matchup. They're really going to have to make up for it with frontline elsewhere. Seraphine seems very greedy to me. Like, the Seraphine Jinx lane seems very weak in the early game.
Yeah,
especially to like a Jarvan.
Definitely going to struggle earlier. Obviously, Yunara doesn't come on until really until she gets Kraken, but that is one of the best one item spikes in the game right now for any champion. Kraken's Lair with Yunara. Curious to see who they're gonna pair with her support. Maybe a Galio coming through now. This is
That could be a mid lane
Darwin
Galio.
EQ alt. And then Galio ulting on top. It's a lot of lockdown when it comes to those two champs kind of playing top jungle together, or mid jungle together, excuse me.
I like the Galio pick a lot here because it fills a lot of holes. They're missing the front line, but Galio gives you a strong front line. And into a Seraphine Rumble, you're already looking at good targets for Galio. Okay, Leona is very aggressive, but I think that's kind of what you want to Jinx Seraphine. They are not having issues with frontline anymore.
No, absolutely not. And this Galio could go top lane too as well. Obviously, the W passive shield scaling off the health gives you a big magic shield, almost like a little Rooker, the magic resist item for Galio built into his passive. So could see that push top, but also it's just gonna get a lot of value with 3 AP damage dealers on the side of Blue Buff Bandits.
I don't know that you pick a third control mage into Galio. That seems like a poor decision. On the draft, I got to give it to Cerberus that this is a very comprehensive draft. There's not a lot of holes. Blue Buff Bandits is like, their front line's very weak. They have a lot of lockdown, but not much to do afterwards. They're mostly relying on Circle. A ye old Circle draft. It is. I do expect to see a cleanse on the Yunara. Seems very easy choice to me.
Yeah, cleanse Yunara, and I don't hate if Jinx gets a cleanse as well. Leon obviously is so good at just laying CC, and even if you're not going to stop 2 stuns in a root, the bonus tenacity is 75% tenacity for the remaining 3 seconds after cleanse is, I feel like, one of the most underrated like stats out there in the game as far as summoner spells go, especially.
Cleanse not bad on the Jinx either. Cleanse the Galio taunt. Unfortunately, you can't cleanse the knockup from Jarvan or the knockup from Galio or the Jarvan ult. So it's a good choice, but it unfortunately doesn't cover as much as I think the cleanse on Yunara does. It shuts down everything Blue Buff Bandits is trying to do. You cleanse the Lissandra ult and then Clown. They're very dependent on the Lissandra ult on Yunara, I think. Of course, if they just get cooked in every lane, then the draft just doesn't matter. So
right. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this bot lane is going to go. If the Seraphine Jinx lane can kind of survive early, maybe they can get to late game, but again,
Seraphine Jinx with a farming jungler, it's so greedy. The draft is
Leona
just like,
can just provide so much pressure up front too.
Leona and Yunara just like clowns on them for forever, I think. I don't think you ever get outscaled. That's the real sad part for Blue Buff Bandits is that they want to outscale with the Jinx, but Yunara is standing there looking at them and going, no.
I feel like the only part where Cerberus can really get in trouble, jungle or neutral, and say Blue Buff Bandits gets there to set up vision first. If you need to walk into a choke with a Lissandra and a Seraphine and a Rumble, that going to just really sting. And then Jinx can potentially just be on the back line in Free Fire at that point.
Yeah, it's Blue Buff Bandits have chosen a team comp that is very, very specialized in doing one thing, and Cerberus has chosen a team comp that is very well-rounded and adaptable. So it's going to be about if Blue Buff Bandits can bring the game to the very specific game state where they can guarantee a win. Because if they're not fighting in those tight jungle corridors, I don't see how they win fights if they're not 5k gold up. It's not happening.
Yeah, Blue Buff Bandits kind of went all damage for the most part, and Cerberus just went a little more well-rounded.
Yeah, our front line on Blue Buff Bandits is Hecarim. That's not where you want to be.
It's just, I think it's really gotta come down to Sarstro in this Hecarim. If he can find the backline Inara and if they can get her knocked down early, I mean, then where does the damage come from Cerberus? Like Aurora can deal out some, Jarvan will. They're gonna need to be soaking up so much damage on this blue buff bandit side with Rumble cooking you, and then especially the Sandra passive. I think that's just another like really underrated to people like kind of forget about. I feel like
Lysandra passive can be quite strong. I don't think Cerberus is very vulnerable to it because it's very hard to chain kills through Jarvan, Galio, Leona. There's you can kill Aurora and Yunara, but then it's not going to chain anybody else. It's all beef.
Yeah. Time will tell. I'm excited to get into this one.
A very skill testing matchup for blue buff bandits. I don't know about the Seraphine pick. That's really cooking it for me. It's not. Why is my biggest question. Is it doesn't give you anything. You already have the long range engage with Hecarim and Rumble. You don't need anything else that she provides. Why would you pick it? I'm confused by this choice. Maybe I'm wrong and we're about to get owned.
Right? I'm really just I think they just want to play in corridors, and
we love
Seraphine
hallways.
Right? Can be game changing, but
are we going to see an invade? Blue buff bandits might go for it, but invading into Galio, Leona is pure misery.
And it's just so hard to invade with earlier minions on timers as well. It's just really, really tough.
Yeah, your team has to be really crisp and planning it out beforehand. We're just going to see a standard fan. It looks like Blue buff bandits are actually a little weak on their bot side. Nobody split. Mid laner didn't split to cover bot side. Oh, Galio's killed wrong. Get out of that, but he's going to live. At least the minions come earlier means we don't have to spend as much time watching teams stare at each other.
That is true.
We will see cleanse on both ADCs. It does make perfect sense to that.
The exhaust on the Seraphine is interesting too. It's there's not many targets you're gonna be able to exhaust until Aurora gets to your back line.
Yeah, because so much of this damage is Yunara focus, it's going to be very hard for Seraphine to be in range of exhausting Yunara.
Yeah,
she's also a very long range champion. That's the kind of thing you want to do. Dive comp. I would rather see a heal or a barrier even on the Seraphine, but so far it looks like we're playing this pretty slowly. Seraphine's getting dived on at level 2. This is exactly what we expected to happen from this team comp. Oh, Leona takes an extra tower shot and trades back. She did not have to do that.
Jinx still level 1, unfortunately. Gotta get level 2 here, but yeah, a lot of spent there from Cerberus' side, but I mean they just didn't respect the level 2, the Jinx Seraphine.
Yeah, Leona makes small mechanical mistake, takes an extra tower shot and trades back, but overall, exactly what you want to see out of that lane early. Rumble is getting cooked. Oh my god. I guess they did have the sauce, because this Rumble is getting pretty handily embarrassed in terms of CS and lane pressure up top.
Yeah, just tough range going into melee there. Obviously, Aurora's kind of chewing through that health bar a little bit. Oh, good stop on the Lysandra in the back.
Yeah, forces the flash from Galio. Both very low. Galio is a little behind in CS, but that is what you expect when you play melee into Troll Mage.
Yeah, Hunter doing a good job taking that E in there with the W. Just stop the Galio. It was low mana, low health. Was just trying to get out of there in base.
Yep. We are currently watching them. We might
They're
see
looking
negate.
for
Nope.
that.
Misses the
Okay.
Leone.
I mean, Hecarim was
Keeping a
standing in
gank
try there
popped
for
up.
a minute.
Forces the flash on Rumble with the Jarvan pull. Very clean. Good decision from Rumble to just flash that.
See if he can stop a
But
base here.
he is in a
he's not
very
gonna bother.
rough position. Oh, Aurora is getting ganked. Can she get out? That Aurora invis is so obnoxious. Forces the flash on Aurora. But God, that Aurora invisibility is so obnoxious to deal with when she's getting ganked. Makes it very difficult to actually stick her long enough. So far, we haven't seen anything happen except in one fight. Rumble getting... Are we going to see
Right,
a
and now just oh wow.
solo kill top? That was very close. I think if Aurora had more mana, dies.
Cerberus needs to just get this wave in and dump it. It's like the worst thing as a Leona player. You're just right outside the enemy tower. It's like slow pushing this does nothing for you. You're just like a spectator at that point. You don't even have freedom to roam because you can't leave your ADC alone, but you just need to get that wave in.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jarvan directing more attention bot side and trying for dives here, but instead we're going to see a fight in mid lane. Jarvan is here. Just to knock up on Hecarim. Are we going to see a turn? Did it freeze for you?
Yeah, I'm stuck at 337.
Somebody died.
Lissandra's dead.
Cerberus
Hecarim
takes
is
the fight, I believe.
down as well.
Sorry, we had a bit of stream lag there, but Cerberus handily wins the fight. Our stream graphics have not updated for the kill. One day we'll be able to see what's going on. But Hecarim's not level 6 yet, so that kind of engage just very difficult for him to make anything happen there compared to Jarvan's, huge burst.
Yeah, especially early on. I mean, Jarvan's base damage is just so high.
Now we're going to see a hard gank on the Rumble. He's very dead. Good idea to use that for a bit of wave control on your way out. He is. Bit of a scuffle in mid lane. Leona just coming up to ward off her Galio. Get back here. Haven't made any plays with Galio. We'll see if they can make something happen with that map mobility.
Yeah, Galio just ticked over to level 6, and we have a pause.
We have a gameplay pause. So far, I mean, it's playing out very much like we discussed, like we expected it to. Cerberus' comp is very well-rounded and can present a lot of threat in this early game. Blue Buff Bandits team comp is just very greedy. They're not having time to scale and falling behind because of it. It looks like Yunara went for a cull. That's okay.
Yeah, a little surprising there, but I guess Blue Buff Bandits bot lane has been just playing really respective after they lost that bout there on the level 2 level up timer.
I would like to see them being more aggressive and diving the Jinx Seraphine with Jarvan. I mean, Jarvan Leona is the dive setup. You couldn't do better. But that screamed, we're going to dive them.
And the tough thing for Cerberus is that Leona got 2 out of those 3 kills too. She got the first blood in bot lane, which is like, fine, whatever. But, Jinx is up a kill on Yunara and up in 3 CS right now. So although the greedy bot lane of Blue Buff Bandits they're kind of sitting okay at the moment. We'll see what
Currently a
happens
little
when,
bit ahead on the Jinx, which makes me like the call even less because you want to be able to like present a fighting threat against the not by a call.
right.
I get the need to scale, and on hits do scale quite well on Lissandra, so it is an understandable choice, I believe. Seraphine is going the enchanter item that doesn't matter.
Looks
Is
like
that
they're
what?
looking for it for Moonstone.
Yeah, is that what we do on Seraphine now? Oh, we've moved to the PML pause screen, so it looks like we're going to be dealing with some technical difficulties for a moment.
Yeah, it almost looked like I didn't see anything in game from players necessarily, but I don't know if it was kind of maybe a production game pause because
Yeah, the
that
stream graphics
scoreboard
are
was like
acting a bit odd.
actively yeah, it was like actively updating as we were sitting in that pause there as well.
Yep. I will choose to blame Riot API. It's their fault.
Oh, it's always Riot's fault. Let's be honest. If there's a chance to blame Riot, we always need to blame Riot.
When my Shaco jungle goes 0-5 in ranked, that's because of Riot putting that guy in my game.
When I get a Silver 2 jungler in Emerald Elo, that's because of Riot.
Well, that's actually true now because of the rank reset. What a decision. So are you surprised we haven't seen any Shyvana in the league so far? Brand new reworked champion hasn't had any presence. What were they thinking?
Like I kind of am a little surprised, but also maybe just people haven't
No,
really
champions.
played it.
Okay, we're getting back into the game here.
Okay, perfect.
Like all of the graphics fully updated to be on point. Hecarim finding Jarvan in the top side jungle, and this is a very aggressive position for Jarvan to be in. It's like it is dead as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
no
a
flash there.
very aggressive position to be in when you don't have ward coverage or priority. Hecarim has chosen to rush Lucidity Boots, which is pretty average for your Hecarim players. Doesn't mean he's going to be a lot faster around the map than Jarvan, but Jarvan is going to have a lot more health in these fights. Very slow at the moment. Jarvan and Hecarim mirror jungling each other. Dragon is up, so it could look to fight over that.
Blue buff Bandits kind of building a nice little wave here. Gonna look to crash that. Maybe use that prio. Obviously, that pixel brush ward though. Bot lane is gonna see them walk away if they do decide to that neutral.
Yep, Rumble hitting higher levels, hitting level 7, meaning his heat management is a lot stronger, and we're seeing him do a lot better into that Aurora, a lot more damage, able to trade a lot stronger. Krim going to go for Dragon here. This is maybe a bit aggressive, but his bot lane is in a good position.
Yeah, that's tough. He just swept in the pit thinking, oh, they don't know. But that banana brush ward actually spotted him, so they know just, okay, give drag, and we're going to trade neutral, go up to grubs, which is what J4 is on right now.
Very good decision making from J4. Rumble is pushing in the Aurora very heavily. They have to be sure that Rumble doesn't know about this. But he doesn't, so they're going to get away with it. Galio has been here. Galio's falling behind quite significantly in CS, which is unfortunate considering he hasn't been in all of these fights that Lissandra has been. Just maybe struggling with the wave clear. It looks like he's going to be rushing the Hollow Radiance. But if you are going to do that, usually you would take the Bomby Cinder first wave clear, but he's chosen to go the Spectre's Cowl instead. Which I personally don't agree with. Hecarim is significantly outfarming the J4, has been keeping those camps on rotation a lot better. I'm noticing up about 15 CS on J4.
Yeah, J4 a little more KP though. Obviously, he's been in just about every fight, minus that first blood kill down the bot lane. A little more map impact is Hecarim is just collectively scaling.
On bot side, cleanse comes out from the Jinx, and that's why you take it. But that does leave her quite vulnerable now, sitting on only the flash cooldown. Both teams seem very content to take this game at a very slow pace. Both of them, I suppose, just gambling on their hyper carry coming out on top. But I think in that scenario, Cerberus' team comp is just much better set up to play through a hyper carry. It's going to have to be much harder to keep Jinx alive. We're going to see Jarvan ganking the Rumble up here again. This is maybe a bit optimistic.
Yeah, Rumble with both suns there is really hard to dive at that angle.
Whipped Seraphine ult, very aggressive Hecarim ult. There's the cleanse on the Lissandra ult, but we are seeing a 4-man dive on bot side here, and it looks like Cerberus is just going to have to give up 2 kills. Nothing much they can do, but they're going to trade back at the top side. Get pressure up there, so it's not the end of the world, but still a very aggressive gank from Blue Buff Bandits pays out with 2 kills.
Yeah, I think they'd have to use a little bit less there, Blue Buff Bandits, if Hecarim backsteps 1 second. As a Seraphine, you got to be kind of letting them know, like, I need to send ult through you for that channel, as it just fell short of Hecarim's tail there, and then obviously they were able to flash over the wall. Still get the 2 kills, but still, it could have been a little bit cleaner from Blue Buff Bandits right there.
I mean, it could have been cleaner if they were playing any other support but Seraphine, but that's not what we're here to argue about. Don't pick champion. Cerberus is pushing in towards the bot lane, which I think is a good decision. They're still stronger than the Jinx Seraphine in the 2v2. Jarvan
Jinx up a
lane
little bit.
gank up here. Good. I think this is a good decision. Force the flash on Jinx. We know that the Jinx cleanse is down. Jarvan may be revealing himself with the sweeper. Hecarim is significantly outpacing Jarvan on clearing his camp, so the Jarvan is going to start falling behind in gold here if he can't translate these ganks into kills. And Aurora is starting to fall behind the Rumble. This is where Rumble starts to get very strong, show his real potential is around level 9. Yep, 1v1 in the top side. Oh, and Jarvan slides in to pick that up. Very strong rotation from Jarvan to just slide on in with Jarvan's incredible mobility and snap that.
Like, I know Rumble does a lot of damage, but I mean, unless the score bug's wrong, like you were 2 levels down against that Aurora. That is a aggressive fight to take anyways, especially knowing that your jungler was bot side just barely. You have no idea where the J4 is, and Cerberus just able to punish mistake.
Yeah, but he almost won.
He
very
did,
impressive to take when you
2
don't
levels
know
down.
Blue Buff Bandits moving very cleanly onto this dragon. They're going to get it as soon as it spawns. Them at 2 dragons here. Very aggressive dragon control is paying off for them. No objective for Cerberus to trade for on the top side of the map this time. Hecarim is looking to gank the bot side again, coming through the classic Hecarim gank path. It just doesn't look good for Cerberus here. We might see both dead, but we're going to see at least one dead.
They're split, but it's not going to matter. This Unar's going to go down anyways.
Very aggressive to be where you don't have the wards up for it. See a gank on Lissandra, doesn't hurt too much. Cerberus starting to fall behind as they get picked repeatedly by Hecarim's strong gank patterns. Something they got to watch for here. Playing very aggressively without appropriate vision to not have that happen. They're going to lose their bot tower here. Will we see the standard rotation? Both mid laners quite decent in the side lane, although Lissandra does have the advantage by having stronger wave. The Galio does have that rotation.
Yeah, when it's a complete Hollow Radiance, you can queue the back line and then just use your passive auto, and you're going to one-shot that back line. Players moving up here for this.
Jinx and Seraphine are still on the bot side of the map. That's a bit dangerous whack macro from them. They're late on this rotation. Seraphine is coming up, but Jinx is still on the bot side of the map. Cerberus has their entire 5 stack on the top side, so they are looking to pressure this Rift Herald very aggressively. They have more people. I think they're just going to get this without any contest. So this is a macro error from the Bandits. You always want to rotate your ADC and support to the mid lane after the bot lane tower goes down, just so that you can have more warm bodies. They were slow on the rotation, and Cerberus capitalizes really well by picking up that Herald.
Yeah, but like you said, they were slow on the rotation, but I'd much rather have, my Jinx free farm a little bit and get that solo XP with Lissandra also getting solo XP, rather than just show up late to an objective, still get nothing, and then you're just splitting XP on the mid wave. So at least you get something there. Obviously, you want the neutral. Like, that's obviously priority number 1, but as Blue Buff Bandits just sitting on that blue ward there in the river bush.
But Blue Buff Bandits have designed their entire team comp for jungle contest. If you're not going to contest jungle objectives, what are we doing here? I think they got to play around their strengths and actually contest these objectives hard, because that's what their team comp is designed to do, is fight in these tight jungle chokes. They're not going to have as strong a time coming through lane fights. We don't want to do Nayram shit. Don't know if I can. Sorry.
You can now.
Don't ban me from casting. Hecarim looking aggressively, but there is a ward there that sees him, so it doesn't look like much is going to be happening there. We are experiencing some minor amounts of lag. Bear with us. Cerberus have now transitioned to a fairly traditional split where your top and your mid are on the opposite sides of the map and leave the ADC and support middle. And it looks like Blue Buff Bandits are going to match them in much the same way. Unfortunately, Galio does quite well into both Lissandra and Rumble in the side lane, which puts Blue Buff Bandits in a bit of an awkward spot. Wow, that was the entire Rumble queue. With
The phase rush is just so nice for Galio too. You can just go in, quick trade, use your W passive shield, and then just walk out against these solo laners of Blue Buff Bandits.
Yeah, the Rumble just can't deal any damage to him through the Hollow Radiance. It's just too much. And both of their side laners are magic damage, which means Galio is always going to have a strong position. He's got priority in top lane. Will we see him rotate down to this fight with a... You see Rift Herald popped in. Jarvan is getting engaged on it. Are we going to see Jarvan go down here? We are. Jarvan goes down. Seraphine ult comes out. Finds Leona. Leona's out. Galio is here. He is going big 3-man taunt. Aurora ult combo. A lot of damage coming out of the Aurora, and I think Blue Buff Cerberus is going to take this. Blue Buff Bandits just collapsing as they just chained all of their engage back-to-back perfectly. That Galio taunt was incredible. Locked down for a perfect Aurora ult lineup. 3 people and just clap. Very strong team fight from Cerberus. Exactly what you want to see.
the aggressiveness from Frontis to just flash taunt into that 5-sum was just a thing of beauty. Leona alt CC'd on top. And then it's just the free firing Yunara on the side and low health bars across the board from Blue Buff Bandits. We kind of mentioned it's like who is really going to be your front line? You know, Lysandra wants to go in. Rumble's going to be ulting the back line. Heckram's going in. Then you just have Jinx and Seraphine standing on their lonesome. And
Yep.
that's kind of exactly what we saw right there.
Yeah. I want to point out the incredible Aurora engage there, hitting the ultimate and then lining up 3 people for the EQ combo. Just wrecked the Blue Buff Bandits health bars in that fight. Well positioned, good vectors. Now Cerberus are in quite a commanding position. They have neither of their solo laners can be matched in the side lane, I think, and Yunara is just going to slowly roll down this Jinx. This is a very hard position for Blue Buff Bandits to get out of. They have to hope to scale around their Jinx or find picks in the jungle. Very aggressive build from the Hecarim when he's behind, too. I'm not sure I like Hubris and Debrutalizer when you're this far behind.
Well, they always say when you're behind, no point in building defensive. You might as well put out some damage.
Right,
Jinx
but
is just super dead here.
Yeah, Jinx just too aggressively far forward, and Seraphine can do nothing but stand there and look at you when that happens. It's another problem with playing Seraphine. That was Alistar. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Jinx just didn't have cleanse or just decided not to use it. Aggressive trade.
That is not what you want to use your Hecarim for. Yunara has that Kraken Slayer, is now extremely strong. Yeah. See, I would like this as Hubris to be a Sundered Sky instead. On the Hecarim. Right now, he's just like, he's the tankiest person on his team. And he's not tanky. They've just got no front line. It's a very solo queue experience. Seraphine ult gets nothing. Jarvan ult blocks 2 in. Jarvan's looking low, flashes out of his own ult. Gonna back off, walk away. Almost goes down to the Jinx ult.
Jinx splash.
But while this is happening, Aurora is free pushing bot side. Galio is matching Rumble. There's no objective for Cerberus to get off of this. They're not getting anything. Their best hope is to play through that.
Now.
Their best hope is to play through this Jinx. She's not going to be like turned on until 3 items. She's only at 1.5, 3/4.
Yeah, Blue Buff Bandits does have the ability to stall this out. Obviously, up 2 drags and none here, and can kind of let that Jinx get a few more items.
I can buy a Dark Seal. Alright, ignoring the incredibly depressing item choices, Jarvan is extremely strong right now. He is sitting on 2 completed items. Rolly going in here. Seraphine goes down in 4 autos. It looks like a full collapse. Hecarim has to ult out to live. With 2 people down, it looks like they might go for Baron here. You know, you have an active Yunara, very strong here.
Yeah, it looked like Leona was being a little too aggressive there, but the Aurora on the backside, 369, just finding a good angle there and really providing no solid escape for Blue Buff Bandits besides the Hecarim ult.
Got to be careful here with Rumble ult coming, standing out here. Hecarim does not have ultimate to get in on this Baron, but it is going to be a close run thing for both teams. Cerberus does secure it. Rumble is going to go down here. Sandra goes in, ults herself, but she is going to go down immediately afterwards. Will Jarvan die? No, he lives. This is a very, very bad spot for Blue Buff. This is not looking good. Hasn't been Jinx's day.
No. I mean, and she's doing fine in this game, but it's just like you don't. There's just not enough front line for you to play front to back.
Yep. It's a schizophrenic draft. They were, I think, Blue Buff Bandits may have been a little too concerned with picking for the lane and didn't think about picking for the team comp. Oops, we've got a hole. Both teams exploring the jungle around Dragon. Cerberus is just going to whittle that thing down very, very fast. All 5 members are here. We're seeing an engage from Galio. This is the taunt. Leona ult lands. Aurora's coming in. I think that's game. Very clean team fight from Cerberus. Misses nothing. Very wiped.
369 is treating this Aurora like an Akali. Like there is just, you need to be tracking her at all times. You see 4 of them up front, you need to know where that Aurora is. And Invis makes it so tough, but chances are you better be looking behind you. So Leona
executes for the TikTok, and I think Cerberus just they're going to play it safe and back out here, but I don't see a way that Blue Buff Bandits win the game aside from a spontaneous disconnect from Cerberus. Very, very rough position to be in.
And now it's really hard. That Hecarim that was doing so well power farming, Cerberus just gets the push, and then there goes all of his jungle camps.
Yep, his farm is very strong, but Jarvan is sitting at an equal gold advantage with him. The only space they have gold advantage is 800 gold on Lissandra, and it's like, where's it, son? They are doing a good job staying even on ADC gold, but Jinx isn't going to spike until she finishes another item. She's not. She's got 2 straight damage items and no attack speed.
And then even then, King Roly's ults with that Leona are just constantly finding her.
Yep, Hecarim goes in on the Aurora, and they just can't find anything. She's just too slippery, slides right out. You see Hecarim and Rumble ult go down, so now the Blue Buff Bandits has no teamfight presence for the next minute and a half. Very strong window for Cerberus,
right? I mean, obviously you're down the gold, you're down the tempo, but you just need to find something.
Yeah, this is the part of the game where like it's almost impossible to come back because even your good options are bad. There are no 50-50s anymore. There are only 30-70s. We see the top tower go down, and Cerberus can just roll straight through to this inhib. I think not much that Blue Buff Bandits can do to stop them. They don't have any front line to push off the tower. Seraphine is here.
Yeah, the only thing Blue Buff Bandits have right now is the way they play.
Rumble is desperately trying to clear Super's mid and dying to them. It's not looking good. Aurora is uncontested, pushing bot side while we're stopping the 4-man at the top. Playing the macro very clean on Cerberus' side. Choking him out. Not getting too antsy or diving, just letting Aurora do her thing.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
And let's not be fooled by that gold lead. It says 3k, but Cerberus is up so much more than that.
Seraphine ult comes out but finds nothing. Yunara manages to kill. This teamfight is going to go straight to Cerberus. They just don't have enough damage. Blue Buff Bandits now does not have enough damage to kill them and can't win teamfights.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jinx shot her ult a little early there. I get what she's thinking. She gets, if I get that 1 kill, I get resets. I get excited. I might be able to make a play, but that is it. Cerberus was dominant performance there.
A good game from both teams. I don't think it was a hard skill gap. I think Blue Buff Bandits just need to work on their draft a little bit. They really just kind of got out-drafted on that one. Didn't get to show their skills. Jinx was doing well. They were managing to keep a strong gold match the entire match. could not win fights. Their team comp was not built to win that game.
Yeah, that was tough. So both teams moved to 1-1 after that last game, and that's gonna wrap up week 2. We're just cruising now.
Yep. Thanks for showing up to the stream, everybody. We will be back here next Monday at the same time, 5 p.m. CST. Although it won't be me and Tim, it'll be a different casting. Start you off next week. Thanks for coming. I believe we are done here.